So if you're shopping for love, your ex could be the key to finding a new mate. Well, wait a minute. See, my theory is always X is more than a letter in the alphabet. They're more than that. That's why they're your ex. But Match.com is teaming up with matchmaking service 3 Day Rule to use facial recognition technology to help you find new love by collecting pictures of your exes. Now, this is not cheap. It's $5 grand for 6 months. CNN technology analyst Brett Larson joining us now. Okay. See, as soon as I say
$5 grand
to go back to my ex, essentially, to find somebody that looks just like him, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the concept. I mean, so much for that 6 months free of Match.com to help you find the love of your life.
In a big way. But wait a minute. Let's talk about the whole premise behind your ex. Basically, they're saying, look, whether you like it or not, or admit it or not, you have a type.
Right. That is exactly what they're saying. They're saying, based on all of these photos of you and your ex, or multiple exes, as some people fall into that category, we're going to take a look at all of these pictures of you and this other person, and then we're going to generate this sort of profile, if you will, unlike the profile of they like dogs, they like to socially drink, they like to go to see movies and walk on the beach at sunset, like this picture here. They're actually going to say they look like your ex, and so you know, that's kind of an interesting concept. Facial recognition has come very far in the past few years. Computing power is to the point where, you know, they can look at the cheekbones and the eyes and the forehead and where your eyebrows are, and very quickly match that to other people. And what's interesting is, with technology like this, as we're finding, is, you know, people have similar facial traits, and apparently these are things that we're attracted to.
Interesting. And you can have similar traits even if you date people of other ethnicities. And, you know, it's just so interesting.
Exactly.
But what else is interesting is this $5,000 price tag. What do you get for $5,000?
That's a lot of money to pay for technology like this. You get 6 months of this service where they're going to screen through all of these other people's photos. Now, what they don't promise you is they're not going to be able to look at this person's photo compared to your ex's photo and tell you whether or not these are legit photos. You're still going to be able to be catfished. You're still going to be in that situation where someone could be using old photos or outdated photos, or may have put on excessive amounts of weight since those photos were taken. And the other thing that they're not doing, but maybe this is actually for the best, is they're not using any of this technology to find the personality type that your ex was, to make sure that you avoid that going forward. That, to me, would be technology that might actually be worth $5,000 for 6 months. We may have just come up with a new business plan.
There you go. There you go. But I thought I read that for that $5,000, they do have, there is a personal matchmaker for you that will actually go on pre-dates. Is that right?
It's more than just we're going to scan through some photos. They're kicking down a little bit. You know, it's not Patty from Millionaire Matchmaker, but certainly there is going to be someone there to hold your hand a little bit, which you would expect for that price.
I would think so. Okay. Last but not least, what's your takeaway? Would you do it?
I would not. I would not. When I look back at the stream of exes, I just think they're all so different that I don't think facial recognition would find any sort of pattern between all of them. So I think it's a lot of money. I think it's quirky and it's an interesting technology, and I think there are definitely people who are going to use it. I personally would not. I wouldn't spend the money.
All right. Well, I want to hear from those people once they use it and see if it worked. Yeah. Brett Larson, it's always good to see you, my friend. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So a few pictures of Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter started a petition. Apparently the 2-year-old's hair is just too messy. Really?